welcome to this edition of YES101's Visual Radio. Bringing you the news, I'm Vinuji Seneviratna.
And I'm Jadabdin. In your top story this morning, the government's paddy procurement program for the 2025 Yala cultivation season commences today. Deputy Minister of Agriculture Namal Karunaratne stated that the government has taken measures to purchase moist paddy as well during this season. Now, Chairman of the Paddy Marketing Board, Manjula Pinnalanda, announced that the government will purchase Nadu paddy at 120 rupees per kilogram, Samba at 125 rupees per kilogram, and Kiri Samba at 132 rupees per kilogram. A sum of 6 billion rupees has been allocated from the recent budget for this procurement program. The Paddy Marketing Board chairman further noted that more storage facilities have been prepared to allow for a higher volume of purchases compared to the previous cultivation season.
Well, in more local news, the Ministry of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government says the revised pensions approved under the recent budget will be granted starting this month. Minister Professor Chandana Beiratna stated that more than 500,000 retired public sector employees will benefit from the increased pension payments. This move comes as part of the government's broader effort to support retired state workers amidst the rising cost of living.
And on to more local news now. An update on the discussion that was held yesterday between the Presidential Secretariat, or the Secretary held at the Presidential Secretariat, rather, between the Secretary to the President Dr. Nantika Sanat Kumar Nayaka and also the Ambassador of the Netherlands to Sri Lanka. Now, a discussion was held yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat between Dr. Nantika Sanat Kumar Nayaka, Secretary to the President, and Her Excellency Bonnie Hubak, the Ambassador of Netherlands to Sri Lanka. The talks focused on the possible return to Sri Lanka of ancient artifacts and manuscripts currently in the possession of the Netherlands. Now, the ambassador expressed her gratitude for the cooperation extended by the government of Sri Lanka in this endeavour. She also remarked that this initiative presents a significant opportunity to further strengthen the cultural ties between the two countries. The government of the Netherlands has adopted a policy position that colonial-era artifacts should be returned to their countries of origin as part of efforts to strengthen cooperation with formerly colonized nations. Now, in line with this, they have initiated a research program as a first step towards the restitution of such cultural objects. An agreement has also been reached with Sri Lankan authorities to conduct joint research on colonial-era artifacts currently held in the Netherlands, and as an initial step, it is expected that researchers from both countries will conduct studies on the collection of these ancient manuscripts held in the Netherlands under the leadership of Sri Lanka's Department of National Archives.
Up next is international news.
International news.
In news overseas, Hamas says it was studying what US President Donald Trump called a final ceasefire proposal for Gaza, but that Israel must pull out of the enclave. An Israeli leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, said Hamas would be eliminated. Trump said on Tuesday Israel had agreed to the conditions needed to finalize a 60-day ceasefire with Hamas after a meeting between his representatives and Israeli officials.
Sports news.
And shifting your attention towards sports, Vinuji, it's an update from the match that was held yesterday now between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Now, we do know that the test series took place, where Sri Lanka did win the second test, and the first ODI did take place yesterday, and Sri Lanka got off to a shaky start but did manage to get over the line. Now, Sri Lankan all-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga expressed his delight at reaching the milestone of 100 wickets in one-day internationals and reaffirmed his commitment to give his best for the country in future matches. Now, Hasaranga made these comments during the post-match press conference following Sri Lanka's convincing win against Bangladesh in the first ODI held at the R. Premadasa International Cricket Stadium. Now, going back to the match, Sri Lanka did win the toss and opt to bat first. The home side posted a total of 244 runs, with Charith Asalanka, the captain for the ODI team, leading from the front with his 5th ODI century. Now, a captain's role played there, and also another senior experienced player in the lineup is Kusal Mendes. He also did contribute 45 runs to that total, and Janith Lienage also added a handy 29 runs to that total. Now, in reply, Bangladesh, chasing a target of 245 runs to win that first ODI, met with a fierce bowling display from the Sri Lankan bowling unit. Now, Hasaranga and fellow spinner Kaminda Mendes ripped through the Bangladesh batting order, taking 6 wickets with a span of just 5 runs. Now, Hasaranga was the stand-up performer among the two bowlers, that is Mendes and Hasaranga, and all the other bowlers in the lineup as well. Now, he claimed 4 wickets for just 10 runs, while Kaminda Mendes took 3 for 19. Now, Hasaranga's performance marked a significant milestone for Sri Lanka cricket, as he became only the second Sri Lankan bowler to claim 100 ODI wickets in the fewest number of innings. Now, for Bangladesh, Tanzid Hassan was the top scorer with just 62 runs. However, that wasn't enough to get Bangladesh over the line to get to that winning mark in the first ODI, as they fell short of the 245 run target, being bowled out for 167 runs. And with that, we wrap up this edition of the YES101's Visual Radio, bringing you this edition of the YES101's Visual Radio this morning. I've been Joad Abdin.
And I'm Viraji Senaviratna. Thank you for watching.